In the world of country music, where raw emotion, truth, and heartache are praised, some stories have remained hidden in the shadows. Today, we're uncovering a side few have ever seen, the untold lives of country stars who carried a secret they couldn't reveal. In an industry built on image and tradition, being honest about who they were could have cost them everything. Over the years, some artists have found the courage to speak their truth, from those who once hid their feelings to the pioneers who opened doors for authenticity. Join us as we take a heartfelt look into their emotional and inspiring journey. If this story moves you and you'd like to see more, make sure to subscribe, drop a 1-inch in the comments if you can relate, and hit the like button to show your support. When Orville Peck burst onto the country music scene, he immediately captivated audiences with his one-of-a-kind style. With his signature fringed leather mask and cowboy hat, he looked like a mysterious figure from another era, bold, enigmatic, and unforgettable. Yet Orville's true power lay not in his striking image, but in his deep, soulful voice that carried the heart of country music. His songs weren't about labels or spectacle. They spoke of raw emotion, love, loss, and the search for belonging, timeless themes that lie at the very core of country music. Orville Peck has never hidden who he is. From the very start of his career, he was openly gay, a bold and courageous choice in a genre long known for its traditional values. Yet he never allowed his identity to define or limit his music. Through albums like Pony and Bronco, Orville masterfully fused the spirit of classic Western sound with a fresh, modern edge. In doing so, he not only forged a deep connection with the country music community, but also reached listeners far beyond its borders. The mask Orville wears isn't a symbol of secrecy, it's a symbol of control, allowing him to choose which parts of himself to share and which to keep sacred. In an industry built on image and expectation, Orville Peck has proven that you can leave a lasting mark without fitting into anyone's mold. He's more than an artist, he's a symbol of freedom in music. Orville shows that living authentically doesn't mean sacrificing success, it means redefining it, breaking stereotypes, and proving that individuality is the truest form of art. His creativity and fearless self-expression have made him one of the most distinctive artists in country music today. True freedom comes from sincerity and self-mastery, from embracing who you are without trying to fit into anyone else's mold. Live and create in your own way, because it's only when you are truly yourself that you can inspire others and touch their hearts. Creativity and freedom of self-expression are the keys to becoming the best version of yourself. When you stay true to who you are, without trying to conform to expectations, you'll discover the strength to truly shine. Honesty and confidence are what set you apart, and they become a source of inspiration for everyone around you. If you agree, drop a 1-inch in the comments. If not, leave a 0 and tell us what you think. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. Brandi Carlile, known for her powerful voice and raw, heartfelt songwriting, has become one of the most respected figures in Americana and country music. But her road to recognition was anything but easy. Growing up in a small town in Washington, Brandi fell in love with country storytelling, yet when she stepped into the music industry, she quickly realized that being open about who she was could come with serious consequences. When Brandi came out as gay in her 20s, it changed everything about how she approached her career. Though her announcement wasn't a major media event, it left many in the music industry uncertain about how to position her, as she didn't fit the traditional Nashville mold. But Brandi chose a different path. She carved out her own space, refusing to let stereotypes or industry expectations define her passion or her identity. Her songs from The Story to Broken Horses capture love and heartbreak in their purest forms, rooted deeply in her own life experiences. Each lyric carries raw honesty and reflection, creating a powerful emotional connection with listeners. Her 2018 album, By the Way, I Forgive You, earned her multiple Grammy Awards, cementing her place as one of the most authentic and commanding voices of her generation. She went on to co-found the all-female supergroup The Highwomen, with the goal of challenging gender imbalance in country and folk music and creating space for stronger female voices in the industry. Brandi Carlile never set out to change Nashville's standards, yet her success quietly did just that. She proved that great music doesn't need anyone's permission, only honesty and unwavering conviction. In doing so, she not only achieved lasting success, but also helped ignite a wave of change, opening doors for a new generation of artists unafraid to live and sing their truth. Authenticity and perseverance are the keys to overcoming any challenge. When you stay true to who you are, you don't just find success, you help spark change within your industry and inspire others to embrace their truth and break through barriers. Brandi Carlile has shown that real strength isn't just about reaching the top, it's about holding on to your identity and integrity in an industry that often tests both. Before becoming a global icon, K.D. Lang began her journey in the heart of traditional country music, performing in small-town Canada. With her striking voice, magnetic presence, and deep admiration for Patsy Cline, she quickly captured Nashville's attention in the 1,980 seconds. Yet, even as her fame grew, K.D. Lang never quite fit the conventional image of a female country artist, one often defined by softness, glamour, and traditional femininity. With her androgynous style and refusal to embrace the glamorous image typical of female country artists, K.D. Lang built a look and identity entirely her own. She wasn't just an extraordinary musician, she became a symbol of individuality, choosing to live authentically despite societal expectations. In 1992, she publicly came out as gay in an interview with The Advocate. Within a country music world that still struggled with conservatism and conformity, her revelation sent shockwaves through the industry. Some radio stations stopped playing her songs, and parts of the industry quietly turned away. But K.D. Lang never wavered from her truth. She remained calm, confident, and unapologetic. Despite facing resistance, she continued to evolve, blending her country roots with the smooth textures of pop and jazz. Her artistry earned her multiple Grammy Awards and worldwide acclaim, yet the spirit of country music always ran through her work, steady, soulful, and unmistakably her own. K.D. Lang didn't just break down barriers within the country music industry, she did it with grace, without rebellion or defiance, simply by rising above them. Her legacy stands as proof that talent and authenticity hold far greater power than conformity or following someone else's rules. Sometimes, staying true to yourself and remaining steadfast on your chosen path is the only way to overcome every obstacle. True talent and authenticity don't just lead to success, they have the power to transform an entire industry. In 1973, the Seattle-based band Lavender Country made history as the first openly gay group in country music. Their self-titled album, Lavender Country, was bold, emotional, and unapologetically political, featuring songs about love, loneliness, and the struggle to live authentically in a world that refused to accept them. Yet at the time, their music reached only a small audience within the LGBTQ+ community, as mainstream country radio stations rejected it entirely. The band's honest lyrics about gay love and the fight to live authentically made them an oddity in the country music world. Patrick Haggerty, the group's lead singer, never tried to fit into the industry's expectations. Instead, he set out to tell the truth, to capture the real lives and emotions of people like himself, sharing feelings that few had the courage to express openly at the time. Lavender Country didn't just make history, they created a sound that boldly addressed social realities most artists avoided at the time. Although their album was met with resistance and the band faded into obscurity for decades, their music planted a seed of hope for gay individuals longing to see themselves represented in country music. By the 2010 seconds, thanks to the internet and a renewed appreciation for forgotten pioneers, Lavender Country was rediscovered, and its cultural and historical significance finally received the recognition it deserved. Younger generations of fans, who saw Patrick as a true pioneer, helped bring Lavender Country back to the stage not as rebels, but as trailblazers redefining love and acceptance in country music. Living authentically is never easy, yet it always carries meaning and worth. Often, it's the first, most difficult steps that shape the future, opening the doors to lasting change in both society and the industry. Patrick Haggerty and Lavender Country proved that honesty, even when rejected or forgotten, will, in time, be recognized and celebrated. Katie Pruitt grew up in a conservative family in Georgia, where faith and tradition were deeply rooted. From an early age, she fell in love with country music, but realizing she was gay created a painful inner conflict. She struggled not only to understand herself, but also to reconcile her identity with the beliefs she had been raised to honor. In a world where acceptance, both social and familial, was hard to find, Katie felt torn between two worlds: the faith and devotion of her upbringing, and the undeniable truth she carried within her heart. Katie Pruitt's debut album, Expectations, marked a major turning point in her career. Rather than hiding her identity, she poured her emotions, doubts, guilt, and hope into her music. The songs on this album went beyond storytelling. They became a deeply personal reflection of her journey towards self-understanding and acceptance. Tracks like Loving Her and Grace Has a Gun capture her search for freedom and self-love, while revealing the struggles she endured to live truthfully and without fear. These songs aren't meant as criticism or provocation. They're honest, deeply personal stories that invite listeners to see the world through her eyes. Katie's music doesn't try to preach. Instead, it creates a space for empathy, allowing people to feel the emotions she's lived and the truths she's faced. She's more than an artist. She's a storyteller who encourages others to discover and share their own stories. It's this raw honesty and emotional depth that have touched countless hearts, especially those still searching for the courage to live authentically. Honesty and self-love, even in the face of differences, are the keys to overcoming life's challenges. When stories are told with truth and heart, they have the power to connect us and transform the world around us. Katie Pruitt has shown that when you live authentically, no matter how many obstacles stand in your way, you will always find your path to freedom and happiness. Brandy Clark may not have been the loudest voice in country music, but she has long been one of its most respected storytellers. Born in a small town in Washington state, Brandy grew up surrounded by songs that told the stories of everyday life. Her love for storytelling eventually led her to Nashville, where she quickly became one of the most accomplished songwriters of her generation. She's penned hits for major artists like Miranda Lambert, Casey Musgraves, and the band Perry, all while crafting her own deeply personal and authentic body of work. Throughout her songwriting career, Brandy has captured stories of heartache, small-town life, and the everyday struggles that define the human experience. Her songs aren't just memorable melodies, they're honest reflections of real life. When she began performing her own music, audiences recognized something truly special. Brandy didn't just write great songs, she delivered them with authenticity and emotional depth that resonated deeply. That sincerity has made her one of the most respected and genuine voices in modern country music. Brandy has always been open about being gay, yet she's never used her personal life for attention or publicity. Instead, she's remained devoted to authenticity and honesty in her music. Even when facing subtle resistance within the industry, her artistry and integrity only strengthened her reputation. With multiple Grammy nominations and the deep respect of her peers, Brandy Clark has proven that true success in country music comes from talent, hard work, and an unwavering commitment to one's craft. Brandy Clark's success comes not only from her remarkable talent, but also from her quiet confidence and unwavering belief in herself. Authenticity and craftsmanship can speak louder than any form of promotion. Sometimes, staying true to your values and believing in your own path leads to deeper, longer-lasting success than any strategy ever could. Brandy Clark has proven that when you create from the heart and remain faithful to your principles, success will come genuine, meaningful, and enduring. Before Brooke Eden discovered her true voice, she had already earned recognition as one of Nashville's promising young stars. With her powerful vocals and radio-ready sound, she appeared destined to become one of country music's next big names. Yet behind the bright lights and applause, Brooke was quietly hiding her long-term relationship with a woman. At the time, Nashville's traditional culture made it nearly impossible to come out, as country music remained deeply rooted in classic ideals and images that left little space for diversity or open expression. For years, Brooke kept her relationship hidden, afraid that telling the truth could destroy the career she had worked so hard to build. But the weight of pretending, of not being able to live authentically, eventually became too heavy to bear. In 2021, she decided to come out publicly, announcing her engagement to her longtime partner, Hillary Hoover, who also works in the country music industry. To her surprise, the response was overwhelmingly positive. Fans and fellow artists rallied behind her, and even radio stations that had once been hesitant began to embrace her new music. Brooke Eden's openness didn't come from protest or rebellion, it came from the simple relief of finally being herself. She didn't set out to challenge Nashville's traditions, she just chose to stop hiding. Her journey reflects the gradual but undeniable shift within country music, a genre that has not always been quick to welcome difference. Today, Brooke stands as a voice of authenticity, helping expand the space for diverse stories of love and guiding country music toward a future built on honesty, inclusivity, and truth. Living authentically, no matter how long it takes, ultimately leads to freedom and acceptance from those around you. Truth has the power to break through any barrier, and when you choose to live honestly, both personal freedom and genuine love will follow. Real freedom begins when we have the courage to face ourselves and live by our values. In that moment, every struggle feels smaller, and we begin to see that love and support have always been there waiting for us in the hearts of those who truly understand.